Okay, this is Rodney Bruce, and today in this video we're going to be talking about something that a lot of people ha have on their mind. First off is generating traffic. So want to go over the methods that I use. Now there are a lot of ways to generate traffic to your website. You can use paid advertising and free advertising. With the pay advertising, you can use things like Facebook ads, Google pay-per-click, Bing pay-per-click, advertising networks, solo email ads, and there's probably several more that I'm not remembering. But personally, my expertise and my focus is on solo email ads because I've always seems like I've had a more consistent result at a reasonable price using solo email ads than I have any other form of advertising. But of course, I'm not gonna knock any other forms of advertising like Facebook ads because I don't know enough about it and have not studied it and tested it enough to find out if it works or not. It evidently works for a lot of people because there's a lot of people that are advertising on Facebook. But personally, for myself, what little bit I have done with Facebook's ads, I was never able to get the type of results that I was looking for, and that even came close to comparing with solo email ads. So that's kind of what I'm going to show you, and I'll put the links to the pages I show you here underneath the video. But the first one I want to show you is a website called fasttrafficsource.com, and it actually belongs to an acquaintance of mine who's also a pretty big time internet marketer. And what he's done is taken the advertising that he uses himself from different sources. And this is not just all solo email ads, but from all the types of advertising he does, and he offers those clicks for sale. So you've got different packages you can choose from, but what kind of makes this stand apart is the fact that it's the same traffic he uses to build his email list and do marketing. So normally you're going to get pretty good results with this advertising because he wouldn't be throwing his money at bad advertising sources. He's only going to be using advertising sources that work for him, so you're kind of going to be able to piggyback off of his traffic generation techniques. And you can see here that basically price starts right now at 65 cents per click, which is pretty reasonable. With solo email ads, you'll see anything from 30 cents per click up to $1 or even a little more than $1 per click, depending on the solo ad provider. So this is right in the middle of that range, and it's a pretty good price. And of course, the higher the number of clicks you buy, the better price you can get per click. And like I said, that's called fasttrafficsource.com, and I'll put that link down below the video. Then another resource that I use is udemy.com, and once you create a free account with them, you can actually sell solo email ads if you have a big enough list that you can provide the clicks for people. But it's a good place to find sellers too, and you can at the top here they give you several filters that you can enable to kind of refine your search so you don't come up with 100 or 200 different sellers. You'll notice with the way I've got it set here, it found 45 sellers. And the main thing I go by is the number of reviews. I kind of stay away from anybody that has less than 100 reviews. And then once you get that search result to come up, you're going to see the price they charge per click. And this is some pretty good information to see here, right here where it says 33%. That's actually the number of sales that are generally produced from this seller's email list. And that's a pretty good deal, because that way you know you're not just getting people that are just looking for everything that are freebies. You can actually know that there's some people on this list that are actual buyers, which is good. And then the number in red here is the number of thumbs down reviews that this particular seller has gotten. So in a situation like this where he's had 1,011 people buy ads from him, and well, actually 1,013, and 1,011 of them gave him a thumbs up review, and only 2 of them gave him a thumbs down. For me, that says this guy is a very good seller, a very good has a good email list and produces good results. Now, if I kind of scroll down to see what we got here, like now when you get to something like this where they've got 122 positives and 14 negatives, you might want to kind of stay away from somebody like that. You know, the thing with solo email ads is everybody, you know, can have bad results, because a lot of it depends on your lead capture page and what you're offering on your lead capture page. So just because they've had a couple negative reviews doesn't necessarily mean that their list is not any good. It could possibly be, especially in a case like this with this low of numbers, that these 2 people just simply didn't have a good lead capture page or whatever, and that caused their results to be bad. So that's kind of what you want to look for. All these ones that have no negative reviews are good ones to look at closer about purchasing an ad from. And like I said, the main thing to stay away from, and I don't see any here that are really bad. You know, this one has 13 negative reviews, but he's got 374 positives. So the only one I see on here that I would stay away from is this one up here at the top that had the where's that? The 122 positives and 14 negatives. That's a little suspicious, but even that I wouldn't be too scared of with that. As long as they've got over 100 positive reviews and, you know, they don't have 30 or 40 negative reviews, you should be okay. And then another place you can go for solo email ads is this website called soloadsx.com. And the owner of this site supposedly once a week updates this list of the top 10 solo email ad providers. And I'm not sure how he comes up with this score and how he tests, you know. I don't know if he tests all these by purchasing ads from them directly and then reviewing them, or it's possible that these people could be giving him free solo email ads just so he can check the results, and then you know, they're main focus is to hopefully get posted on in this top 10 list. And that's not necessarily a bad thing, because he's probably making an offer to these solo ad lists that is the same type of offer somebody would that's going to buy a solo ad. So I've just heard some other associates of mine say that this particular list of solo providers that he puts on here can have produced pretty good results for some friends of mine. So I would consider this a good place to kind of start to when you start dipping your toes into purchasing solo email ads. And then lastly, you can go to Facebook, and when you get into Facebook, do a search for solo ad testimonials, and then you're going to see groups and pages and different things come up. What you want to do is come up here and click on the groups and just look at only the groups. And a lot of these groups that have 20, 30,000 members, like the first two listed here, they are there simply to post the results from people that have purchased solo ads from individuals that are selling them, and they will post the same type of thing that you see on this page, how much they paid per visitor, what their conversion rate was on their capture page, and whether they made any sales. So you can join these groups for free, and that's another good place to find solo email ad providers. And I will, that's all I'm going to talk about today as far as generating traffic in this basic course. Eventually it'll be providing you with more resources, whether it be more intensive training videos or some books and other resources on other types of advertising. But for this email profit cycle series, that's all we're going to talk about as far as generating traffic. And like I said, it's my primary form of generating traffic. It works great for me, and there's no reason it shouldn't work well for you. So that's it for this video, and I'll see you on the next one.